My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go for the daily climb, the 26th of 2018. Yeah, apparently there's only days. There's no months. It's just days then months. The March 26th, 2018 daily challenge is with the Ironclad. We have got time dilation. All enemies start with a slow debuff, which means that every single time we play a card, it increases a counter. The counter stack increases the damage our attacks deal by 10%. We've also got lethality. We start each combat with 3 extra strength, and our enemies start each combat with 3 extra strength, which means that... What does it mean for the Ironclad? Well, it means that a strength deck is much more viable, right? Because the Ironclad already has synergy with strength, so you can actually just pick up Limit Break with no synergy yet, because it works with lethality. But it also means going for a block build, because the Ironclad doesn't have access to many tools to upgrade his dexterity, going or even to weaken his enemies, it makes it much more difficult to block. So I think this has to become a much more aggressive build. And then Hoarder, whenever you add a card to your deck, add 2 additional copies. You can no longer remove cards from your deck at the merch. Alright, well, instead, we're gonna play... Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. Come on, I wanted to give you the fake out second there, but... Oh, boy. Well, let's try and get ourselves an early copy of Limit Break, if at all possible. Should be able to kill the enemy next turn. Never mind. Oh, no, I can. I was thinking triple strike, but I forgot about the lethality buff. None of those are going to be good enough to take. I want especially cards that are going to end fights quite quickly for me. And the reason that's so important is because if these fights go long, due to lethality, I'm going to take a ridiculous amount of damage. Thunderclap. Thunderclap is an ability that hits multiple targets, which means it's super good in strength builds, but also it applies vulnerability, and all of our other cards have extra strength on them, so it's actually... and which means that they're affected basically by getting 5 strength from lethality, because not only is it increasing the base damage of the weapon, but it's also increasing the damage that it gets due to the extra strength. Thunderclap's going to be a really good pickup for us. That just put 3 Thunderclaps. I got to keep that in mind. Fire breathing is interesting, but I've tried to do a fire breathing deck before and it doesn't work. Oh man, we can't get Singing Bowl. We're probably going to be very selective about the cards we pick up anyway. If we became Cursed Doubt, would we not... Whenever you add a card to your deck, add a curse to your deck. Yeah, I think this would give us 3 curses. I'm not doing it. I'm not certain how that interaction works, but 3 curses that I can't remove is no. We'll take a Heavy Blade, though. 3 copies of Heavy Blade, in fact. Again, strength synergy deck. Very handy for us. So it's dealing 23 damage by base. I am going to need to upgrade that as soon as possible, though. Yeah, I'm gonna perfect this boss here. Matroshka, next 2 chests you open contain 2 relics. Don't mind if I do. Sword Boomerang is interesting. Sword Boomerang is actually going to be 6 damage to a random enemy 3 times. So it's like a more mana-efficient version of Heavy Blade. Right? Heavy Blade here is effectively doing 14 by base, but if we ignore the base, it's applying our strength 3 times, and this is applying our strength 3 times. Upgrading the Sword Boomerang gets it to apply 4 times, upgrading the Heavy Blade gets it to apply 5 times, but this also gets to apply multiple targets, and it is independent for the majority of our... Sorry, it's much more mana efficient, rather. I do want to fight another elite, and I want to get a bunch of question marks. Bag of Preparation and the Ancient Tea Set. So the Bag of Preparation is at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards, and the Ancient Tea Set is whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Those are going to be pretty handy. Especially in combination with one another, because the bag preparation is bolstering the size of my opening hand, and the Ancient Tea Set is conditionally boosting the damage that I have, or rather the capability to play my opening hand. I don't need more heavy blades. Happy Flower, every 3 turns, gain an extra energy. Beautiful. We do need extra energy in this deck. And non-boss chests now also contain cards from the prayer wheel. That one's kind of garbage, and I'm really sad about it. What is our best damage output here? I'm thinking it's probably Thunderclap, Sword Boomerang. So Sword Boomerang would go to 9 by 3, 27. This Thunderclap would round up to 10. 10? No. Yes, 10. It rounds up to 10. So we have 10, 27, 37, plus the base is 47, and we have 2 stacks of vulnerability, so it's vulnerable next turn. What are our other opportunities? We could go for the Bash and then the Sword Boomerang. Well, that Bash is not going to deal more damage than 2 Thunderclaps, right? So we know that's off. We've also got Thunderclap Heavy Blade. Heavy Blade goes up to 37, so it doesn't get 2 stacks of vulnerability, though. This is the best turn we can do. And it's also why I put the Sword Boomerangs in the deck, because I knew they would overperform like this. That's unfortunate. We're not going to have the ability to take them out this turn. Yeah, no combination of my cards would kill this turn. That's unfortunate. Bit of extra energy and we would have had it. Darkstone Periapt. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. I'm not intending on obtaining a curse. I don't actually have that many skills in this deck, and due to the fact that I'm going to be primarily making this deck quite aggressive, picking up Corruption's probably not a good idea. Something funny is if I picked up Perfected Strike, I would get 3 Perfected Strikes, and I could try and make this a Perfected Strike. I'm doing that. I am so doing that. Because Perfected Strike, right, you deal an additional 2 damage for every card that you have containing the word Strike, and I just got 3 of them, and every time I pick up a Strike card, I'm getting 3 more. Oh, let's do it! That's gonna be so cool! Actually, for that reason, I'm gonna go for upgrading all of my Strikes first. Give me more Perfected Strike. Ooh, remove a card from my deck. Don't mind if I do. We are going to make ourselves just outright ridiculously aggressive. Move another card from my deck. We'll make ourselves ridiculously aggressive. Because my block will never compare to the enemy's extra 3 strength, so I just need to outclass them in terms of damage. Nope, none of those. Smith again, get another Perfected Strike. Beautiful. We especially want 3 energy, more than 3 energy, so that we can apply a weakness, then Perfected Strike, which we can actually do here, thankfully. I might perfect this boss by throwing in that Fire Potion right now, because it's lowering the health of each of these by 20. Beautiful. All right, we've perfected the first boss as well. Hell yeah. Offering. As much as I desperately want Limit Break, Offering is going to me, like, especially because there's 3 offerings, it is going to make it so, like, this makes me more powerful over turns. This means I'll almost certainly kill things in the first turn. Sozu. Extra energy. All right, life is so good for us right now. Uh-huh. Right, it's Thunderclap, then Offering. Perfected Strike, Perfected Strike. Beautiful. Can't have any of that. I'm looking for... No. I can't add 3 curses to my deck. I can't do it. Not in any good conscience. Sure, I'm more than fine to fight these. This is actually going to be really, really helpful. Because these enemies are going to give me the Red Mask, and the Red Mask is a relic which applies 1 week to all enemies at the start turn. which is actually going to be really, really handy for us. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye forever. Red mask. There it is. Doing exactly what I said it did. See, this is exactly what I was talking about with the offerings. I knew they were going to perform much like this. Okay, there's only 2 elites on this side, but there's only like 1 rest, 2 question marks. This side has 1 elite, 1 rest, 1 rest, 1 rest, 1 shot. Or I could just choose 2 question marks at the end there instead. Ooh. 16, 20 back. Interesting. I finally ran into a couple that I couldn't instantly kill. Look, it had to happen one of these days. Okay, let's see. Really? Game, come on. That's garbage and you know it. An offering would have killed there, by the way, just in case you were wondering why I'm so mad. An offering would have guaranteed everyone dies in the first turn. Ornamental Fan, beautiful. This is kind of solidifying my choice to remove the blocks from the deck, because this is just going to give us blocks while we attack. Ornamental Fan, if you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block, and we do that always. Pummel is interesting. Pummel would add 3 different copies to my deck. It would be deal 5 damage 5 times. It is 25 damage. Yeah. Too powerful to turn down. I really do want more perfected strikes, though. Please, game, come on. I even upgraded them. That's how you can tell I'm committed. One, 2, 3. None of those. Vajra, start with extra strength. Don't mind if I do. Should I take a limit break now? Yeah. Yeah. Just get nutty with it. Now, I should upgrade all of these sword boomerangs because it actually ridiculously increases their damage, and they are one of my priority plays. I think I just kill now, right? Oh, I forgot that I hadn't already applied vulnerability. I thought that I had vulnerability already applied for some reason. Another sword boomerang would be interesting, but I don't want to dilute my deck's ability to pick up offerings right now, so, like, something has to be really good to take. I'm not expecting, in a deck of this size, to shuffle back to my original limit breaks ever again. Like, I don't know if I've ever shuffled this deck, so that's why I'm not doing anything with the limit breaks, just in case you're wondering. Ha! More perfected strikes. Let's go! Oh, man. Woo! Bag of Marbles is a really good relic pickup here as well. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies, and on top of that, we'll also take the Molten Egg whenever you add an attack card to your deck. It is upgraded, because that means anytime I pick up a strike, all copies of that strike are going to be upgraded in my deck, which is, I need not tell you, quite ridiculous. Let's see if we can turn 1 kill here. That's a good start. Okay, pummel. Yeah. All right, that was a good turn 1 kill right there. Don't mind if I do. Take none of those. We do have some high cost cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it would actually ruin my offerings. Yeah, I can't take it. I will take Philosopher's Stone, because my enemies already have a bunch of strength that I'm ignoring because I just kill them too quickly. So this is just extra energy for me, effectively. So my goal now is just to hunt elites and try and perfect as many of them as I can. Beautiful. I don't actually end up emptying my hand a lot of the time. That said, I'll always be able to play the clashes, right? But they are diluting my deck of those offerings. So anytime I pick something up, I don't only have to consider the actual cost of the card, but how it is going to affect my deck as its whole. And that's why a lot of the time there's like a really good card that I just ignore. Yeah, 3 potions I can't take. Thank you. The reason I'm not upgrading the offerings, by the way, is because oftentimes when I play an offering, I end up drawing into another offering and my hand is full and I can't really do anything past that point. I'm going to upgrade these limit breaks next. Yeah, 2 elites on this path. Let's go. I think I've perfected both bosses so far. Yeah, I believe I have actually perfected both bosses so far, so we might get... Oh, no, perfected strike, let's go. We might get a really good thing going on here. Okay, the perfected strikes deal 52 damage by themselves. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, without a better opening hand there, that's just pretty much how that was going to go. I need these offerings in my opening hand. I'm not getting them. Please stop weakening me. Oh boy. Actually taking a fair bit of damage in this. Look at all my offerings and limit breaks at the very bottom of my deck right there. Don't mind if they do. Toolbox at the start of each combat. Add a random colorless card to your hand. Sure. Next heavy blade. These perfected strikes. I've added like 9 strikes to my deck and it's still pretty garbage. I gotta be honest with you. So I'm really not impressed. Pantograph at the start of boss combats, heal 25 HP. Don't mind if I do. Ice cream energy is now conserved between turns. That's also really handy. Could take more heavy blades there, but I'm not going to. Without, like, taking the heavy blades will make my limit breaks less consistent, and my limit breaks are the only thing making my heavy blades good. So, it's kind of a weird inversion of priority right there. Alright, and break him off a bit of that lethal. I will go for all of the perfected strikes, though. Huh. Mind blast. I'm going to also add 3 wild strikes, again, just for upgrading my deck. Thread and Needle at the start of each combat gain 5 plated armor. That's going to be really handy for defending ourselves. Armaments is actually kind of interesting, but even then, I am only going to be playing aggressive against enemies. Yeah, I'm still just going to go all out aggressive. I don't want any of those things in my hand. So the perfected strike is now 74 damage for 2 energy. That's pretty good. Like, I've seen worse things in my life. I obviously should have played the block at the very start there. This deck is so powerful at this point that I'm really not considering kind of just like best play practices. I'm actually just kind of enjoying watching the carnage. And speaking of carnage, we're going to turn it down so that we can pick up another perfected strike there. And then here, let's be honest, I should probably rest. Double tap. If double tap would upgrade as soon as I put in my deck, I would. But right now, it's not that great. Not really. All right. Unfortunately, I don't think we can perfect here. Damn it, if we didn't Apotheosis, I could have perfected. I looked at it as soon as I saw the Apotheosis, I was like, yeah, let's do it. But I didn't even think about it. I could have perfected without it. I feel really bad about that. Yeah, 1006, not that great. We could have had an extra 250. Would have been 1256. Damn. It was under 20 minutes at the very least, so if you don't have your achievement for getting a run done in under 20 minutes, I recommend using this daily to get it. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.